Hey, it's Monica again. I just wanted to record a video of things that people say to type 1 diabetics. When I say I'm diabetic, without disclosing the type 1 part, they're like, "Are you type 2?" I'm like, "No, I'm type 1. And so sometimes that gets to me, because type 2 and type 1 are very different. Another way, also, I say they'll see me testing and they'll say, like, something about, like, "You are really young and really skinny for being diabetic." And I'm like, I'm type 1 diabetic, and insulin dependent. It's different than type 2, which can get to me too. Type 2 is where the body is resistant to the insulin. Yes, the body produces insulin still, but is resistant. And type 2 can be reversed, where type 1, your insulin production is shut off completely. Research says that 1 in 3 diabetics still produce post-diagnosis, but I would look at that research because I'm not sure. I'm quoting it from what I saw. I saw it on myglue.org. Very good website. You should check it out. Anyways, another thing people say, I'll be having like cookies and milk, and somebody will be like, "You can't eat that," and I'm like, "Yes, I can. I have to bolus for it, or I have to carb count, or trying to think of other stuff. Like, people be like, I'm trying to think, what else have I been told? I don't know. I've learned about, because I used to get pretty offended with some things, like the whole eating stuff, and still sometimes the type 2 gets me, but I've learned that sometimes you just gotta make a joke out of it, because it's something that isn't necessarily true, and sometimes it's just sad how uneducated society is about type 1, and I just wish there's more awareness about type 1 diabetes, and there should be, because there's a huge percentage of type 1 diabetics, and it's just sad that there isn't a lot of awareness. And so basically why I record these videos on my channel is just to spread awareness about type 1 and how it really is. And I guess part of this video, maybe, or definitely, I'm going to be spreading some awareness. So type 1 is caused by an autoimmune response. So basically, in layman's terms, what's it called? The body will endure some type of stress or like sickness, infection, and basically it will attack, the body will attack all of the like insulin producing cells, and then that will shut off your production, and then basically you'll go through like a honeymoon phase at the beginning of your diagnosis, which you'll have like low blood sugars and normal blood sugars, and then finally like your body just like over time stops producing. But then again, there was an article that said 1 in 3 diabetics still produce post-diagnosis. I'll copy the link down once I find it, so you guys can get that. And also I found out the cause from article by forget the website, but it was a Boston Children's Hospital doctor that found the cause for diabetes. I think his name was Dr. Finora. I'm not 100%. I'll find the link too to that. Also, this probably is more like older, but there isn't a lot of stuff nowadays, like a ton, that people are like, type 1 diabetic women can have babies, because they used to say don't because it's really dangerous. I mean, I've heard it's really dangerous if you have like kidney disease or kidney damage, like that can be dangerous. But like, just like consult your doctor first. That's smart, but of course, as always. But as far as like children go, there's a lot of diabetics type 1 diabetics that have had healthy babies, healthy, happy babies. There is a lot of risks involved, but I guess if you really want to have a kid, it's definitely worth it. Someday I want to have a kid at the right time once I'm married and done with college and stuff. But anyways, I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, so I have to test, with diabetes, you have to test your sugars 6 to 10 times a day. People commonly ask if my pump can read my sugars. My pump, yes and no. My pump does have a sensor that can be linked to it. However, I do not have the Minimed sensor. I do have the Dexcom, which I'm not currently wearing, and I should be. Oh, sorry, my pump's speaking. And the Dexcom is super helpful. However, I am thinking about switching to the Minimed, but I am on 723 insulin pump, and so I'm kind of waiting till I get approved for the 530G, which won't be till 2017, and insurance can make that kind of complicated too, because it can be expensive when it doesn't cover like all of the pump and all the sensors. Yeah, it's expensive. And so it's just like, because of the cost, do I stay with Medtronic or do 530G, or go to the 530G, or do I go over Animus and use the Vibe? I'm not sure yet. I would like to stay with Medtronic because I know great things are happening. I've heard really good things about Animus too, but I've been on a Medtronic pump the whole entire time I've had a pump, which was since I was in 5th grade. I started off with a clear 712 insulin pump, which was a Paradigm. And then I got the 715, and it was blue. I actually have 2 of my old pumps, so I can show you guys another time. And then I had a 722. It was purple. And then I've had the 723. In total, I've had I think 4 or 5 pumps. The reason why I say 5 is because when I was on the blue 715, it had a problem with no delivering, and so it constantly would say no delivery, and it was like a refurbished pump or something. So we had to send it back, and then I got a new one, and that one worked pretty well. And yeah, and then I took a break from the insulin pump for certain reasons, and was off of it for like 4 years, roughly 3 or 4 years. And then I got back on, and I was on the 722, and then I upgraded to the 723, which is the Revel. The Revel and the Real Time have a huge difference. Well, it has a lot of improvements, as far as like changing your site. It's different. The whole like Prime menu is now different. the whole how it delivers insulin is different. It goes by 0.000 units instead of 0.00, like 2 zeros, and it went up to 3 zeros, if you get what I'm saying. So, and like, it's kind of funny because Animas and other pump companies had already started with the 3 zeros before Medtronic did, and Medtronic is farther along in the sensor stuff than, like, say, Animas or other pump companies are. So I guess there's pros and cons of every pump. My pump doesn't have an LED screen yet. It does have a light, which, of course, I use it as a flashlight sometimes. I don't have to anymore because my tester, I use the Bear Next link, which talks to my pump. So when I test, it'll be like, oh yeah, you're this number. Let's see, do I have my tester nearby so I can demonstrate? Yeah. Well, that'll have to be for a different video. But, yeah. So it doesn't have an LED screen. But I had seen a video about the 640G. And that will be the first LED color screen for Medtronic, and it's supposed to look completely different, and I'll post a link for that as well. So, and I guess in Japan they're starting to use it, so it's kind of crazy. I'm trying to think. Yeah, sorry this video ran extremely long. I have a few ideas for my next videos, but I guess if you have any questions, you know the drill, comment, like, inbox, and then subscribe. And I'm going to be taking down some of my old videos and replacing them just to make them better and update them. Some of them aren't that great in quality and stuff. So, yep, you may see some of them disappear and then new ones reappear. So hopefully you guys enjoy them. Okay, good night, guys.